Next case is cause number 330292. Case is style of state of Texas versus Christy Lachelle Bonds. Ms. Bounds, would you come forward? Ms. Bounds, is that your full name?
Christy Michelle Bounds.
Yes. How you doing, Ms. Bounds?
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Bounds, you're here represented by your attorney, Tom Roebuck. Mr. Roebuck, how are you doing? Mr. Roebuck, what is your announcement in Ms. Bounds' case?
Your Honor, can I have one more reset? See if I can.
Okay. How much time do you need? Okay, give us a reset date.
October 17th.
Okay, this case will be reset, Ms. Bounds, to October 17th, 2022. Your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. You can sign for the reset. And once you sign for the reset, Mr. Roebuck, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. Walter Stephen Holmes. Okay, the person that's on Zoom on Galaxy S8 Plus, please put your mic on mute. Thank you. Court is in session and cause numbers 332-394, cause number 332-664, and cause number 332-666. All three cases are style of state of Texas versus Walter Stephen Holmes. Mr. Holmes, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Holmes? I'm doing fine, Mr. Holmes. You're here represented by your attorney Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge.
That's good. Mr. Rojas, what is your announcement in Mr. Holmes' cases?
Mr. Holmes had his felony case reset this morning. We would ask that this case be reset along with that.
Okay, do y'all have that felony date?
It's September 19th.
September 19th?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Holmes, these cases will be reset same day to your felony cases, which is September 19th, 2022. Your attorney is going to sign for your resets. Once you get your resets from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand on the 4X. Mr. Rojas, you can sign for his reset. Walter Holmes, September 19th. Next case is cause number 322-493, case of style, the state of Texas versus Ricky Robert Turner. Okay, this is cause number 322-493. Case is style of state of Texas versus Ricky Robert Turner. Mr. Turner, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Turner?
So.
Doing so-so?
Yes,
That's
sir.
all right. Okay, so Mr. Turner, you were here represented by your attorney Charles Rojas. Mr. Rojas, what is your announcement in Mr. Turner's case?
I think we're set for trial this morning. We're ready. However, I was told by Mr. Shearer that Mr. Coleman's going to be prosecuting this case and he wouldn't be ready until Wednesday. I was hoping to be done with the case by Wednesday. I think I would have a conflict if we go past Wednesday.
Okay, well, you number one. Well, no, motion for was Rosendo Gonzalez, was that a continuance was granted on that? I see a note on here. The case that's above his.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think on, Mr. Gonzalez, that Mr. Galmore was wanting a standard breadth order.
He what?
He was gonna file a motion for the standard breadth order from the court. And that's why there was ask for a continuance.
Oh, is that a, it was reset in April? Okay, well, we'll just put it on hold right now. Mr. Turner actually is number one. Okay. So just hold on a minute. I'm gonna see where we are on our docket. We got to see what Gonzalez is gonna yeah, because you might move down to number two. Because Gonzalez is ahead of you, but we don't. Well, Mr. Dalvin is not here, and Galmore is not here either. So we're gonna. So they've not tended. Actually, they're number one. You number two right now, which means that.
I was just looking at, for some reason, the CDC has scheduled their docket for 1 o'clock. So there's a lot of these that have felonies that, and attorneys that have felonies that we don't know what they're gonna do because
Right.
they don't know what they're gonna do.
Right. Yeah, but you in the strike zone, so I mean, you up.
When would the jury selection be?
Well, jury selection, we start on tomorrow. Our jury is scheduled to come tomorrow at tomorrow evening at 1:30.
I mean, tomorrow's fine with me. That's Mr. Coleman said he wouldn't be ready till.
He wouldn't be able to pick a jury on tomorrow?
So I think he said he was gonna be in federal court on Tuesday afternoon.
Oh,
I suppose somebody else could pick a jury for him.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that means as long as we can.
Yeah, we just be scheduled to come back, be scheduled to be here at 1:30 tomorrow.
1:30 more afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, wait.
Okay. This is cause number 323-968. Case of style of state of Texas versus Courtney Harris Cunningham. Ms. Cunningham is appearing via Zoom. Ms. Cunningham, you could take your mic off of mute.
Okay,
How are you doing, Ms. Cunningham?
I'm good.
That's good. Ms. Cunningham, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Charles Rojas, who's in court. Mr. Rojas, what is your announcement in Ms. Cunningham's case?
Judge, if the court will recall this, Ms. Cunningham has had an ongoing medical issue. She had a procedure done a while back and she's still suffering complications from that procedure. She's telling me now that she has an operation tentatively set for October, I think. And there's going to be a significant recovery time after that. So I don't know what to do with the case, Judge.
State, whose case is it? Yeah, this case is,
Which case it is?
CC2B. Who's the prosecutor?
That's me, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah, she's having operations in the, it's on a pre-trial docket right now.
The state is unopposed to a small contingent, if that's what you're asking for.
Yeah, I mean, just another pre-trial docket and see where we are.
okay, let's talk about a recovery time. We're probably gonna have to set it somewhere like in December.
December 12th.
Okay, this case will be reset to December 12th of 2022, Ms. Cunningham. Ms. Cunningham, your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset date. Ms. Cunningham, the court is praying that you have a successful surgery and a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This will conclude your case. You are free to go. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome.
I think that's all I have.
Yes. And you have a blessed day as well, Mr. Rojas. Okay, thank you. Come forward. Okay. This is cause number 329-708, case is filed in the state of Texas versus Kenneth Dunlop. Kenneth Anthony Dunlop. Mr. Dunlop, is that your full name? All right, Kenneth Anthony Dunlop. How you doing, Mr. Dunlop? Oh, that's good, Mr. Dunlop. You're here with your attorney, who is appearing via Zoom, Mr. Paget. Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Dunlop's case?
Mr. Dunlap's case has been reset in drug court, Your Honor, and I do not have the court date yet. Maybe they have it up on the system, but as of right now, I don't have it.
Okay.
This case should be disposed of along with the 2 felony cases.
Okay, Mr. Dunlop, your case is gonna be reset with your felony cases. We don't have the date yet. And so what we're gonna do is, check our court coordinator is gonna check on the computer for your reset date on the felony. Once we get that date, these, notices will be sent to your attorney and your bondsman. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're free to go and you have a blessed day. All right. And Mr. Paget, I think this is your last case, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Paget, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you. You too.
All right.
I guess let's do wait and maybe it'll pop back up. Yeah, something's going on with it. Let's start again. If not.
So usually what I do. is sit
Staff,
down here, I keep-
Mr. Grove,
Yes, sir.
okay, once you get Elijah Stafford. Okay, this is cause number 331674. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Elijah Lee Stafford. Mr. Stafford, is that your full name? Mr. Stafford, you're represented, well, first of all, Mr. Stafford, how are you doing?
Good.
That's good, Mr. Stafford. You're represented in this case by your attorney, Attorney David Grove, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Grove, how are you doing?
Good, Judge.
That's good. Mr. Grove, what is your announcement in Mr. Stafford's case?
I have Mr. Stafford signed up for pretrial diversion. He is we're supposed to sign the contract on the first Wednesday in October.
Okay, we're gonna reset this case to the second week, it's October 10th. Okay, so this case will be reset to October 10th of 2022. Mr. Stafford, give you an opportunity to first sign your contract with pretrial diversion. You're gonna get your case, you're gonna get your reset here in this court
Yes, sir.
to come back after you sign your contract for pretrial diversion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they're not, so you have to go to pretrial diversion first Wednesday in October, then on the 10th, if this case has not been dismissed, you'll come over here.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're gonna get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Just stand on the forehead. And Mr. Grove, your reset will be sent to you.
Judge, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I need to have Mr. Stafford call me because I have not been able to be in touch with him via the phone numbers that I had.
Did you have that?
His information.
You okay, you're gonna call Mr. Grove?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he said he's gonna call you.
All
Okay,
All
Yeah,
right,
you can-
thank you, Your
all right,
Honor.
all right.
Am I excused?
Yes, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Next case is cause number 325441. Case is style of state of Texas versus Alex Keith Steele.
Give them a call, yeah.
In this case, it's cause number 325441. The case is style of state of Texas versus Alex Keith Steele. Mr. Steele, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Steele?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Steele, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Jansen Bailey. Attorney Bailey, how are you doing?
Good, well, Your Honor.
That's good. Mr. Steele, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Steele, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Steele, you may put your hand down. Mr. Steele, I have before me a document that is titled Information. This information alleges that on or about November 23rd, 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated. Mr. Steele, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to discharge Mr. Steele, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight
Yes, sir.
or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Steele, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. It is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Mr. Steele, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, well, before we do that, Mr. Bailey, do you waive a record in Mr. Steele's case?
Your Honor.
Do you waive a record in Mr. Steele's case?
Yes, Your Honor, we waive record.
Okay, now, Mr. Steele, on page 2 of this document, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, there's a set of initials that's on a line next to a box that's checked nola contendere. Are these your initials?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, Mr. Steele, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, Mr. Steele, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the
Yes, sir.
line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Steele, did you sign a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Steele, and I have this document before me, this titled Discovery Certification. Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Steele, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your attorney, Attorney Bailey, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Steele, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, the probable cause affidavit, which is in the court's file. Ms. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor, state offer state 1 and 2.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Bailey, you've advised and counseled Mr. Steele. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Steele, your attorney, Mr. Bailey, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Steele, I will accept your plea of no contest, I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a? Let's see, let me get this right. Here it is. Okay, state, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending that the court postpone adjudicating guilt in this case, placing the defendant on community supervision for a period of 1 year, Your Honor, requiring defendant to pay $500 fine, requiring defendant to complete 50 hours of community service, and to adhere by the standard DWI probation conditions to include DWI education course, Your Honor.
Okay, now, this offense occurred on or after September 1st of 2019. And what was the BAC, what was it?
0.133, just
Point one,
less than 0.1.
0.133, you
Yes,
said? All right, and now, do you have a CDL license or what type of license?
Has a regular, it's class C.
Class C driver's license? Okay, now, regular license after September 1st of 2019. Okay, now, also, in this here, because it is you're offering deferred adjudication probation pursuant to Article 42A.408, subsection C. He's required to have an interlock as a condition of probation.
Your Honor, what now?
I say he's been offered deferred adjudication with his DWI pursuant to Article 42A.408. He's required to have an interlock device on any vehicle that he own or operate. So that's mandatory. Okay, so y'all need to talk to see if y'all wanna, go forward with the plea bargain agreement, because if he goes forward, he's gonna be required to have an interlock.
Can you quote? And yeah, let me read.
42A.408. Actually, that's well, no, wait up. No, anytime you get deferred for DWI, you gotta get, you're required to have an interlock. That's one of the rules. Where is it? Might be, let me take this. Okay, we'll be in recess.